On this video, we're going to talk about the closing call. All right. So before we get to the closing call, there is a whole process. So we take a lead, basically that didn't exist. We found a database of people that are likely to sell us their property. We send them a piece of mail or show them an ad online, somewhere online, where it says, hey, we would like to buy your property, give us a call. So let's just say if we send them a postcard, the postcard will say, please give us a call. And we always want them to call a voicemail where they get to hear my voice, where I explain them, hey, I'm easy to work with, I can pay cash, I close quick in 30 days, and I'll buy the property as is. All right. So I present myself as a type of seller, a type of buyer, that is easy to work with. All right. Because if they don't work with us, they're going to have to work with a realtor, and the realtor wants them to spend money on the house, make it beautiful. It's going to take 6 months to sell. They're going to have to pay commissions, all of that. With us, we present ourselves as easy to work with. In exchange of what? In exchange of reduced price, for example. So they already know, right? So we're going to discuss here the closing call. But I want you to understand that the closing call happens after a series of steps. You cannot come and try to close on somebody that has not gone through these steps. Every single step is meant to be a filter. That way, we only work with the ones that are likely to want to work with us. All right, so it's filters. First, they get a letter. All right, 97% of those letters, they go to the garbage. Only 3% call back. Only 1%. It's not a lot. So they see the number, they call, they leave a message. All right, they actively listen to my voice, and now we're building rapport. They decide to leave a message because they say, okay, this is someone that I can trust. They made that decision while my message lasts probably 3 minutes. So on those 3 minutes, they're thinking, do I want to do business with this person? Yes or no? At the end, those who say yes decide to leave a voicemail. After the voicemail, we do some research. We find out more information about the property, and we do what is called the opening call, where the object of the opening call is to extract more information about the property and see how motivated they are to sell. All right. So those who actually go on that first filter, on that first call, after the call, the opening call, they become ready. They can be marked as not motivated. So we're not even going to waste our time trying to close on them, because if on the opening call we sense that the price, for example, that they are looking for is a crazy price, then we're not going to waste our time making these calls. But those leads that come to your desk and they are ready for a closing call, we're not saying you're going to be able to close in all of them. Not. Maybe we'll see what the percentage is, right? But now this is people that went through a lot of processes, and now they continue. They're here. They haven't fired us, and we have not fired them. So it's likely that they really want to sell. All right. So now comes the call, and the call comes with a magic script that we have in place. All right, that is tested, it works, and that you need to memorize, like your life depends on it, or your income depends on it, because it does. All right, so this is the closing call, and you by now probably have the script, and if not, I'll put the link below so you can review it. But these are the 4 steps, or the 4 moments of the closing call. First, the intro, and I'm going to explain in a little while how is the intro. Then comes the setup. Then come the questions, and then it's time to present the offer. All right. Now, something that we do that is different. We want to do a virtual wholesaling. All right. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to combine whatever the seller tells us about the property, and we're gonna combine it with the information that is on the internet, sold comps in the area. And based on those things, we're gonna put together an offer, send it to them via email without seeing the property. All right, so we're gonna agree to not visit the property. Once we have it under contract, we're gonna get a local buyer, a local investor to go see the property basically in our behalf. And then if he decides to buy it, then we move forward. He's gonna be our boots on the ground. But for the purpose of getting the contract, we are not gonna come and see the property. All right, so now that's when I say setup. I'm gonna tell you in a second what's gonna be the setup, because these people are used to, sellers are used to somebody say, hey, I'm looking more information about the property. Okay, after a conversation, let's set up an appointment, let's go see the property. So they are used to, hey, so let's set up an appointment, come see the property. But in our case, we're gonna do it virtually, so we're gonna skip that step. So we need to set up the conversation in a way that they understand that we are not gonna come on the property, number one. Number two, we're also gonna set up this conversation so they know that at the end of the conversation, they're gonna get a written offer from us. All right, so it's a pretty cool statement. They're gonna talk to us, and it's time for them to open up, because if they give out the proper information, we're gonna make an offer, and they're gonna be able to close and to sell the house that they want to sell. All right, so let's review. And by the way, all of this is years of experience, seminars, real estate seminars, and sales gurus that I have visited. All of this combined into one powerful script. All right, so this is how the script is going to work. Step number one is the intro. So the intro, we're going to say, hey, is this John? And John is the name of the person. Now, John is John Smith. Okay, but I do not call and say, hey, is this Mr. Smith? No, we're going to be like if we know this guy. And we're going to call him first name. Never, ever call a seller by his last name. Because the moment you do that, then you're putting him on a higher level on the negotiation. We don't want that. He has to be at the same level or even lower. Okay? So first of all, is this John? Hey, is this John? Okay? Usually it's going to be John. And if it's not John, then, hey, may I speak to John? Because now this is the time of cell phones. By the time we make the phone call, we know that this is John. Right? Hey, is this John? And he's going to be like, yeah, this is John. Who is this? Hey, hi, John. This is Freddie. Hi, John. This is Freddie. I think you spoke to my partner, X, which is the person that did the opening call, right? So let's say that person is going to be Samantha. Okay. Hey, is this John? Yes, hi John, how are you? This is Freddie. Okay. I think you spoke to my partner Samantha regarding the property that you would like to sell. Does that ring a bell? Does that ring a bell? Okay. And that's the first. So immediately I'm in control of the conversation. I ask a question just to pause, just to see like he's gonna be talking Samantha, and probably he's gonna remember that he spoke to Samantha a couple of days ago. Hey, is this Freddie? So let's do it again. Hey, is this John? Yes, this is John. Who is this? Hi John, this is Freddie. And actually I work with Samantha, she's my partner. And does that ring a bell? Okay. Does that ring a bell? At that point, usually 99% is gonna say, oh yeah. But the beauty of this is that now we're taking control of his mind, his thoughts. Is this John? Does that ring a bell? About the house that you have for sale? Tonality also. Very important, the tonality. Let me review this again. Hey, is this John? See, like the tonality is like a question. Hey, is this John? I don't say, hey, is this John? No. Hey, is this John? Like a question mark. Yes, hi John, this is Freddie. I work with Samantha. I think you spoke to her about the property that you would like to sell? Question mark. Does that ring a bell? See? So every time on the mind of a person when somebody's asking you a question, the tonality of a question, the brain immediately starts to like thinking, oh, I should know this person. Yeah, I should know. So by doing that, the person gets distracted into like his own thoughts. Because otherwise, if you don't distract him in the first 10, 20 seconds, he's going to be looking to fire you over the phone. I don't know if this happened to you when somebody called me, hey, I'm calling you blah blah from credit card. I'm like give me a second, give me an opportunity, so I hang out the phone on you. No, I'm not interested, thank you. Boom, right? But when you start the call like this with the tonality of questions, you make them go in question themselves, so they don't have time to fire you, all right? And then you're leading them to where you want, which is like, hey, yeah, you spoke to Samantha, and this is about the house that you have for sale. So all of this is yes, all of that's yes. So by the time you say, does that ring a bell? They're gonna be like, oh yeah, yes, sure. All right, great. Now, yeah, so now he remembers that what is this all about? The next thing that I need to find out is that I'm gonna commit him to give me time to have this conversation. So I'm gonna be like, oh, so yeah, oh, great. Does that ring a bell? Oh, great. Yes, oh, awesome, great. So listen, I'm calling you about I wanted to reconfirm some information about the property. Question mark about the property. Do you have a minute? All right. That's gonna say yes. Otherwise, if you don't say this, you're gonna be in the middle of conversation, having to talk. It's like, oh no, I cannot talk right now. But now you were directly, and you told him, do you have a minute to talk? So stop whatever you're doing, sit down, because we're gonna talk. All right, this is important, and this is your intro. So it's basically 3 items. Hey, is this John? That's him. Hey, this is Freddie. I am the partner of blah blah blah. That's that ring a bell. Tonality over here. The key is tonality. Always ending all of this with the, is this John? Does that ring a bell? And do you have a minute to talk? Questions. But also when you are making the statements, so I work with Samantha about the house that you have for sale. It's a statement. You could say, I work with Samantha, and this is about the house that you have for sale. If you say like that, like a statement, then then his mind is gonna be like all over the place. The way you get control of the call is the tonality in the form of a question. That way his mind is like, hey, this is John, this is Freddie. I work with Samantha, and I think you spoke to her, my partner Samantha, you spoke to her about the house that you have for sale. Okay, does that ring a bell? Yes. Okay, do you have a minute? I have a few more questions about the property. Do you have a minute? Once he say yes, okay, now he's mentally ready for the next, which is the setup. Okay, this setup is about, I don't know, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute statement. Now you're gonna be the one talking. Usually we want them to talk, right? But this one is important, and we need to do it right there from the beginning. That way he can see that we're gonna set the intention for the call. All right. So yeah. So once he said that, do you have a minute? Yes, I have a minute. Now there is another question that I didn't put here that you can use. All right. You see, and just to reconfirm, the address of the property is blah 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 blah. That's correct, right? They're gonna be like yes. All right, awesome. And oh, great. So this is by and insert a landmark. For example, oh, this is close to the stadium, blah, blah, blah. All right? Because by saying the landmark, now it shows that you are a local who knows the area. All right? And you, on your podium, before you make this phone call, you should do the work to see the map. What is a landmark that you can use? It could be an avenue. It could be a Walmart. It could be a bridge. It could be the ocean. Whatever that is that you can say before you do this setup. Oh, and just to confirm, the address is blah, 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 blah. And that's actually right there by the Walmart on US 1. Is that correct? All right, fantastic, great. I like that area. Okay, great. And now, John. Just to and now, John, I just wanted to so here basically is the purpose of the call. Hi, John. So I just wanted to reconfirm some of the information, ask you a few questions, okay? And if it looks like the property is something that if it looks like the property is something that or what is that again? All right. So first of all, you're gonna say that you're gonna ask some questions. So John, the purpose of the call is to ask a few details, a few more questions about the property, And if it looks like that, this is a property that I would be interested in buying. If it's a property that I'm looking for, is the question. I don't have the script right now on me, but it's similar to. If this is all right. So what I'm gonna say is, I'm gonna ask you a few questions, okay? And if those questions are correct, and it looks like this is a property that I'm interested, I'm gonna make you a written offer at the end of this call. All right. So basically, now I'm gonna tell him that he's gonna receive a written offer at the end of the call. So now he knows that I'm in business and that he has to be serious in that. So let's go back. So okay, John, and John, the purpose of my call is to ask you additional questions about the property, and if it looks like it is something that to what I'm looking for, what I would like to do is make you an offer, a written offer, send you a written offer via email at the end of the call. Make you a written offer at the end of the call. The whole process should take about 10 to 15 minutes. Will that work for you, John? Yes. Okay, great. Great. Now, and just so you know, the way I work is that if you and I, after we talk, we agree on a price. Okay, no, before we do that, I didn't put it here, so let me put it here. Does that work? So, another thing that I need to set up. On the setup, the other thing that I have to set up is the way I work. The way I work is that, okay, blue. All right, so first of all, we're gonna break down the fact that he's gonna get a written offer at the end of the call, written offer, okay? The second one I'm gonna set up is the fact that I'm not gonna come visit the property. And so I'm gonna tell him, the way I work is that I'm gonna take all the information that you tell me about the condition of the property, and I'm gonna combine it with information that I have online about the similar properties that sold recently in the area. I will combine all of those and make my offer, make you an offer based on that information. After that, I will send you a contract. After that, we'll sign a contract that has 10 days inspection period. All right. So at that point, I will send my inspector to I will send my inspector. No, I will send a couple of contractors to give me quotes on the repairs, and if everything is in line to what you told me about the condition of the property, then we move on to close. Okay, that's how it works. Does that work for you, John? Right. So those are the two things for the setup. So now he knows that he's gonna get a written offer and that I'm not gonna visit the house. All right, this is important. And I don't have the script on me, but this is on the script. In this part, you gotta be fluent. You just 2 paragraphs that you gotta say, short paragraphs that will explain this clear. So let's try to do it again. All right. So do you have a minute? Yes. Okay, great, John. So listen, the purpose of my call is to ask you a couple of additional questions about the property. And if I think that this is a good fit for what I'm looking for, I would like to make you an offer, a written offer at the end of the call. All right. Also, just so you know, the way I work is that I will use whatever information you give me regarding the condition of the property and the repairs that are needed on the property. And I will also do some research online while we having this conversation about the sold properties in the area, similar properties that sold recently in the area. Based on that, I will make you an offer. All right. And if it happens that we agree on a price, we're going to sign the contract, and my contract has 10 days inspection period where I'm going to send, that I'm going to use to send a couple of contractors to give me quotes on the repairs on the property. If everything is in fact the way you told me, then we move on to closing. So that's how the whole process works. Is that something that will work for you, John? At that point, he's going to say yes. And at that point, again, all of this is on the script, and you got to do it word by word. But by doing that, now you did, I mean, you have no idea how good are you on the setup of the whole thing. Now he knows that you're going to talk to him for 10 to 15 minutes, asking questions. And that's why you need to ask those questions, because you are going to make an offer. You're a serious buyer. And now he knows that once we, at the end of the call, I'll make an offer, and we if we agree on a price, we can just write the contract, and then we take away this objection that how come you're not gonna come see the house before. Because you know what, the way I do it is we first sign the contract, then I get 10 days inspection, where I'm gonna use to send contractors to give me quotes on the repairs. And if everything is in line to what you told me, then we just move on to closing. And then comma, does that work for you, John? Okay, always finish the conversation with a question. Will that work for you, John? All right. So he's gonna be, yeah, that sounds good. I mean, why not? You're gonna give him, basically everything. All right. So that's how the setup works. Basically, two main statements ending with a question. All right. So now the questions. Here are the questions. So once he said, will that work, John? Great. All right. Awesome, John. So, John, can you tell me about the condition of the property? Now you give it to him. Let him sell it to you. So the property is, he knows it's his property, he's going to tell you. All right. And here on the condition of the property, I need to know, it says here, investigate. So truly in this moment, now you close your eyes and you're really going to be taking notes. And you're going to be imagining the house. And we truly want to ask him questions and make notes. All right, great. So he's going to tell me, oh, no, the property is this, blah, blah, whatever the way he want to say it. But now I'm going to ask him questions about, all right, what about I see, all right, what about, things like the roof and the plumbing? Is that in good working condition? When was the last time the roof was changed? Do you know what is the age of the roof? Okay, what about the AC or the heating system? Oh, I see. Okay. All of this is on the script, by the way, these questions. And you ask them, don't ask them like a computer. What about the AC? What about it's a conversation. You got to learn them and imagine a house. So first you start with the roof, the plumbing, the heating system. I don't want exactly details, but I just want to let him tell me, is it in good condition or is it not working? So I have an idea of how bad is the house or the repairs. All right. And then, okay, what about the inside of the house? How is the flooring? What kind of floor does it have? Oh, okay. Now, regarding two things, the kitchen and the bathrooms. They're usually, those are the ones that sell the house. So we really want to ask him, so what about the kitchen and the bathrooms? When was the last time they were upgraded? They're going to be like, no, they need an upgrade. So by now, or after asking all those questions, you have an idea. Is this an old house? Is this a brand new house? Is this a house that needs massive repairs? You start making an idea, getting an idea. Now comes the scale question. The scale question is, I'm going to ask him, after all this, I'm going to ask him to give me a number on a scale 0 to 10. What is the condition of the house, where 10 is like a fully renovated house? All right? Why do I need that? Because that tells me two things. But number one, he already told me about the condition of the property, right? And if he's telling me that it needs a lot of repairs, I'm going to be like, pointing the pain points. Oh, wow, so it needs that. It's bad that it needs a lot of repairs. I don't like it. Now we're going to setting the whole situation to a cash offer. But let me explain something. So, if the house, based on what he tells me, is between 7 and 10 on a scale, what does that mean? It means it's a house that is functional. It's functional. It might need some upgrades. It might have a kitchen that is, 5 years old, that is not the best kitchen, but is working. Everything is working between 7 and 10. It's a functional house, but it needs updates, okay? Cosmetic updates. So when they tell me it's a 7 to 10, to me, that's a good house in good condition, all right? Good house in good condition. And then if it's 6 and low, that's a house that needs a lot of repairs, okay? So the rule of thumb is this: little repairs, that's owner finance deal. Loss of repairs is cash. It's a cash deal. And let me explain why. Because if the house needs a lot of repairs, we're gonna need to spend a lot of money fixing the house. Okay? And because we're gonna spend a lot of money fixing the house, the only way we can buy it is if he give us a big discount. Okay? Now we're gonna need a big discount. And for him to give us a big discount, we need to give him something good. And something good is a cash offer. A cash offer means I don't have to go to my bank and wait 30, 60 days for the bank to approve. I'm gonna basically buy next week if we're ready to go. All right, so that's why basically this question about the scale will tell me immediately in my mind, am I gonna make him a cash offer or I'm gonna make him an owner finance offer? All right. So after you're doing the investigation, what about the roof? What about it's a real conversation, okay? And then at that point, you finish all that segment with, okay, so John, let me ask you, in a scale 1 to 10, where 10 is mint condition, fully renovated house, where do you think the house is at? What number? Okay, it's gonna give me a 6. So let's work on a 6. It's gonna say 6. I would say it's a 6. Oh, a 6, okay. So I'm gonna work with the 6 that he's giving me, but at the same time, I'm making an idea, I'm getting an idea from the questions that he's telling me. How bad is the house? Okay. So he's telling me, give me a 6. So for me, immediately on my mind, this is a cash offer. All right. This is a cash offer. All right. Now, so I already put on my notes, it's going to be a cash offer, but I don't say anything yet. My next question. Oh, sounds like a nice, okay. He told me it's a 6, right? It's a 6, the house needs a lot of repairs. So should I say, because this is the frame of the next question. The next question is this. Sounds like a nice house. Why do you want to sell it? Okay. Why this question is important because it's going to tell me the motivation of the person. Okay. Most of the time they're trying to make it look the house is good. So what I'm saying is, if it's so good, why do you want to sell it? And then boom, guess what? They open up and they tell me the truth why they want to sell it, because I'm tired of paying taxes, or because I have to move, or because I got divorced. All those things, by the way, mean motivation. So, I always want to know what is the motivation. So if he told me like the house is shit and is 6 or under, and I go like a robot and I tell him, it sounds like a nice house, why do you want to sell it? It's not a nice house, it's an ugly house. So don't say that. So in this particular case, when it says 6, then immediately you gotta insert another question, because you gotta know what is the neighborhood. And usually they're gonna say the neighborhood is nice. So don't ask him more about the house, just say, and what about the neighborhood? Is it a nice neighborhood? Oh yes, it's a nice neighborhood, blah, 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 blah. Nice school, all of those things, people take care of the houses. Oh great. So now I'm gonna use his nice neighborhood statement, turn it around and tell me, use it so he can tell me the truth. So, sounds like a nice neighborhood. Why do you want to sell it? Why not keeping it? Or why do you want to sell it? And then shut up. Let him say, all right? So, and then write down, give yourself another argument, all right? Sounds like a nice, why do you want to sell it? All right. So now you have the motivation. Great. And right away, followed by that, sounds like a nice neighborhood. Why do you want to sell it? I'm tired of paying taxes, so I have to sell it. All right. I see. I understand. And let me ask you, what kind of price are you looking to get? So now we go on the price. I want to force him to name the price. Okay. And what kind of price are you looking to get? And what kind of price are you looking to get? And whatever price he tells you, he's gonna say 120. Wow, 120,000. Oh wow. And right there, you're gonna be like, and what would be listen? If I can pay all the closing costs, what is the bottom line? What is your bottom line price? What is your bottom line price? So immediately he tell me the price, and then I'm gonna tell him, what is your bottom line price? And John, what is your bottom line price on this? Without me giving him any benefit, okay? So I have benefits that I can use later to negotiate the price down. But for now, I'm just gonna force him to say, and what is the bottom? And John, what is the bottom line price on this? Your bottom line price, to see if he will tell me, oh, my bottom line price is 110. 110. Okay, I see. And at that point, now comes what? Now comes your moment to present the offer. All right? And here's what happens. By the time you open Podio, using the software that we use, you should have on Podio, okay, if you're doing a cash offer, it's already done for you, basically. You open it, and whoever entered the information into Podio already analyzed the property in the comps, and that there is a number that needs to happen, no more than that, for a cash offer. So on Podio right there is going to tell you the cash offer, the maximum allowed offer is 100 based on comps. So this is already done for you. By the time you're doing here, there's no time to do comps, because now you got to give a price on the spot. So this needs to be done before. You want to make sure that you have this information right there in front of you. So before even making the call, you need to know how much it is your MAO, which stands for maximum allowed offer. So your maximum allowed offer is 100. Okay? So it is time to present the offer. And you're going to present it on a range. You're going to use a range between 80 and 90,000. In this range, the top of the price of the range, which is 90, is always less than the maximum allowed offer, because that way he can reject you, and then you can go up to 100, depending on the negotiation. Don't come and say, oh, the max I can give you is 100, because now you gave yourself no room to improve, to get to your maximum. Maximum is maximum. You try to go below the minimum. You could be 80 to 85. And then once he rejects that price, then you can go up to, okay, maybe 90. I'll do 90. So here's how you're going to present it. I see, John. Well, John, as I said, the way I do my offers, it is based on what you're telling me about the repairs, and also what we are having this conversation and doing some research online. And it looks like based on the comps that I see on the internet, that I see online, it looks like the best I'm going to be able to do on a cash offer is between 80 and 85,000. And then you shut up. Between 80 and 85,000. It's going to be like, what? 85? Oh, wow. No, I don't think I can do that. Oh, I see. Well, what can you do, John? What can you do, John? I see. And whatever the number he says, like, he's going to be like, oh, okay. Well, maybe I can do 105. That would be the minimum. 105. Oh, John, I'll tell you what. Let me ask you a question. How soon do you need to sell the house? As soon as possible. Let me ask you, I'll tell you what, John, what if I pay all the closing costs on this transaction? So that's your benefit, one of the benefits. Listen, John, I think I'm going to be able to pay all closing costs and close in 30 days. If I do that, could you do 90? See, you give the benefits, and then say, could you do 90? And he's going to be like, well, I don't know. He might say yes. But if not 90 now, then, use something else. Or could you, it's a back and forth. And listen, this part, you have to do role playing. Okay, because there are many scenarios where people go back and forth. All right? I'm not saying that it's a one shot, they're going to say yes to 90 or, But I want you to stay below the 100, and it's role playing, and there is a lot of scenarios back and forth that you need to practice. This part, how to present the offer, how to be quiet. But there is one part, okay, the one final part, which is this. Let's say you agree on 100 at the end, okay? But you always gotta be like, oh man, I don't think my partner is gonna allow me to do this. But I'll tell you what. Fine. I'll tell you what, John. I'm gonna do. Let's say you're gonna give 100. I'm gonna do 100 closing in 30 days. But let me ask you, if I agree to 100, do we have a deal? This is important. Do we have a deal? Do we have a deal? I need you to ask that question at the end. Work with a number that he wanted. Your maximum, 100. Let me ask you, John. I really would like to do 90 on this, but I might need to consult it with my partner. But let me ask you, if I can give you 100, I'll pay all closing costs. We close in 30 days. Do we have a deal tonight? Do we have a deal? It is important to, I don't want to give him, okay, I'll give you 100 and think about it and let me know. I need to confirm it today. Let me ask you, John, if I'll give you what you want, which is 100, do we have a deal today? And once he say yes, then we're like, okay, John, I'll tell you what, so let me work on the contract. I'll send you a contract in about 30 minutes, 1 hour. As I told you before, the first step, we're going to sign the contract. It comes with 10 or 15 days inspection period. So once you sign it, I'm going to need access to the house and for my contractors to come give me quotes for the repairs. Usually what I do is I'll send you a lockbox via mail, or you have a lockbox that we can use, that will be great. My transaction coordinator will be in touch with you. Once we sign the contract, my transaction coordinator will be in touch with you to send you that lockbox or find out how can we work with the key. All right, John? All right, awesome, John. So have a good night. Thank you so much. Ciao. All right, that was the cash offer. And by the way, at the end, I see two things. So do we have a deal? Because I really want to send the contract and for him to sign it. Number one. And number two, I mentioned my transaction manager. It's important to do that. My transaction man, after we sign the contract, my transaction manager will be in touch with you. Why? Because now we need to work on the setup of the joints. Okay. So I need to introduce my transaction manager, which is the person that once the contract is signed, is going to email and say, hey, we're going to send you this lockbox to put it there. Oh, and we're also going to set him up so he himself give us pictures of the property. All right. So this is also on the script. It should say, once we sign the contract, my transaction manager will be in touch with you to arrange access to the property. Also, one of the things that I do is I do an appraiser. I hire an appraiser online, and he needs some pictures. So I don't need that you take some pictures of the property and send it to me, but the transaction manager will be in touch and he will ask you for those two things basically. So we're gonna get the seller to send us pictures of the property. All right, and that's that you gotta verbalize it after we say that we have a deal. All right, so that way it is set up so he knows that it's coming. And this is gonna be a cash offer. I'm gonna leave this video like that, just for cash offers, and I'm gonna do another video that is all the same, but at the end, if he told me not 6 but 7, between 7 and 10, it becomes an owner finance deal. So I'm gonna do another video regarding the owner finance deal. All right, just how to price the offer. All right, so that's it for cash deals.